it's Kim, and since you've seen me last, I've turned 18. Woo! I'm an adult. Part of being an adult for me is setting goals and figuring out who the hell you are and what you want to do with your life, because it's the only one you got. So let's be successful, shall we? So why am I setting goals for 2019 when there's barely any time for 2019 left? Well, the main reason for that was because my goals, some of them have a certain amount of time they need to be executed, and I just feel like 3 months was comfortable for me. So when you're setting goals, that's something to consider. I had to sit myself down and write out what I actually wanted to do with my life. What do I want? I wrote down things that are important. I have this little yellow notebook that I use for planning and how I'm feeling. This is what I wrote down. This is September 3rd, 2019. Goals for the next 3 months. I wrote down 1, get driver's license, 2, be in a high vibration always, or maintain being spiritual basically. 3, have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. 4, successfully sustain the family, aka earn good money. 5, enhance singing, songwriting, confidence, and skill. And since then, some of my goals have been a little bit modified, and I'll talk about the actual goals that I use now. For some people, it's really difficult. The plane was really loud. For some people, it's really difficult to discover what it is they want to do, what their passions are in life, who they want to become, especially when you're young. Like me, it's hard to see what you want for yourself for the rest of your life. And what I've learned is you don't have to think about what you want to be for the rest of your life. People change, so keep that in mind. It's okay to not know who you want to be for the rest of your life, because there's no such thing as being one thing for the rest of your life, because you will always be changing. Goals don't have to be about career, anything long-term, but if you know what you want to be for a career, that's totally fine. Or if one of your goals is to actually find out who you want to be and discover yourself more, that's okay too. There are goals like losing weight or eating healthier, or trying to overcome your social anxiety more, being more spiritual, just being more of a positive person. There are all kinds of goals you can create. They don't have to have anything to do with earning money at all. If that's something that you don't feel comfortable making a goal about at the moment, that's totally fine. When you're deciding what you want for your life, there's some questions you need to ask yourself, like, what do I really enjoy doing that I would love to do more of? What do I desire? What makes me happy? When you're making your goals, don't try to conform to what other people think of you. Like, if your parents are telling you that you need to go to college and you should become a marine biologist, or if your friends are pressuring you to do things, or if your spouse or significant other, boyfriend or girlfriend or non-binary friend is pushing you to do something, you have to tune all that out. You have to really sit yourself down and be like, who am I? What do I want? Just think about yourself, and other people come next. Once you've thought of your goals, you have your main goals, and then you have to break down those goals into things that you can achieve and attain over time. As I showed you, the goals that I made before in this yellow book were just kind of drafts. I was writing down in the spur of the moment, like, this is what I want to do. And then over time, I made those goals more specific. I'll include a picture of what my goals are now. Whenever I wake up, I'm facing that, so that's what I see. I've kind of broken down my goals into more specific things, like for example, with the driver's license, yet again, in California, you have to pass a knowledge test and then a driving test. Sometimes you have to research for your goals and be like, okay, what do I have to do specifically to get to where I want to be? I broke down the goals, so I know that my knowledge test is for sure on October 12th. In order to get to a place where I can pass that test, I have to break it down. So 1, I have to read the DMV handbook, and 2, I should take some practice tests. So I was like, okay, so by October 1st, I'll have read the entire DMV handbook or listened to it on an audio file. There's a California DMV audio on YouTube. And so once I'm done with that, I'll take a practice test by October 5th. Then I'll study what I did wrong. And then I'll take another one by October 11th, and that'll solidify my knowledge even more. By the time it's October 12th, I'll have a good idea of what the stuff is that I need to know. So that's an example of setting specific goals for yourself. Sometimes it requires taking the time to research what it'll take to achieve what you want to achieve. It's being an adult. Welcome. If you have the internet, You can basically do anything. You can learn anything you want. We are very privileged in our society, and we might as well take advantage of that because it's remarkable that we can. Part of success is learning about how you actually reach the things that you want to be. Let's do it. Like I said, I became kind of specific with my goals. Like I gave myself certain dates. You can think of it as school assignments. So the goal is like your test, and the things that you need to do before that are like homework assignments or group projects or studying or researching or anything like that that you need to do in order to get to the place that you want to be in your life. Next step is keeping yourself accountable. So for sure, having certain dates is good for keeping yourself accountable. For some people it doesn't. For me, I really enjoy having a set date that I need to complete certain things. I have to-do lists for every single day that I make using this notebook. Here's an example of a to-do list from 2 separate days. For each thing that I have to do, I have it underlined with a certain color, as you can see here, and I color-coded my goals. There are 5 goals, so 5 different colors for each goal. So whenever I complete something or I start planning what I want to do in that day, I actually know that I'm reaching the goal that I want to achieve. So for example, I have the affirmations here. That is maintaining a high vibration, aka being positive, having faith in the universe or God or whatever it is. To me, that's super important. And that's why there are a lot of orange colored things here, because that's the high vibration color. So I have affirmations, I have vision board, I have yoga, I have meditation or unifying, and I have scripting and reading. So I'm not gonna go too much into detail about each of my goals and what I do in every single day. That can be a whole other video in itself. So it really helps me to know exactly what I'm going to be doing in the day and how that helps me reach my goal. Every night before I go to sleep, I write a to-do list that I want to do for the next day based off of the main goals that I have and what I'm trying to achieve in that time. And some goals are more on a daily basis. For the affirmations part, I want to do that once when I wake up and once before I go to sleep. So that's 2 times a day. That's my goal, to always do affirmations twice a day. So some goals are different than others. You just have to figure it out, and yeah, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. And another way that I keep myself accountable is having a spreadsheet. So I learned to do this from a girl called Haley Dollar. She is a community college YouTuber, like informational YouTuber. She now goes to UCLA. She successfully transferred. I'm proud of her. Good job, Haley, if you're watching this. What she did that inspired me to start my own spreadsheets was she planned out her entire college schedule before it was time to even enroll in the classes. So I thought, that's like really clever, so I'll do that with my life. As you can see on the spreadsheet that I have made, everything is color-coded, the goals are color-coded, and on the side I have the cumulative thing that I did and the actual goal that I want to achieve. Having that really helps me keep accountable. Some things I completed successfully, some things are in progress, and some things I just didn't, and those are, you have to be honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself, be like, oh, I was so good in this. You have to be like, no, this is what I want to do and I'm kind of slacking, so now I have to pick up the slack and force myself to continue this goal. Or you might find that some goals are unrealistic or you don't vibe with that goal anymore. That's totally fine. You can change your goals. Do not be hard on yourself. Do not beat yourself up if you do not do well on one day. Yesterday for me, for example, I was so unmotivated to do stuff. I hang out with my friend, and then after she left, I did yoga, but I watched YouTube videos for the rest of the day because I just cannot get myself to do anything. And that's totally fine. You're a human. Days like that are going to happen inevitably, and it's totally fine wherever you are. Do not beat yourself up for it. Just know that you're doing the best that you can. It's just remarkable that you're even making this stuff for yourself, to make these goals, that you're striving to achieve your dreams, and that you're honest with yourself. And that is the most important thing. Some days you just aren't feeling it, and that's totally fine. We're all human. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video about goals, and I hope that it inspired you to create some of your own. If you like videos like this, make sure to let me know, and I'll make more videos about how I achieve the things that I do and how I keep my motivation and things like that, and what I do on days that I'm lazy. Be sure to subscribe if you want more content like this, if you want to hear from me. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.